All right, welcome everybody. Whoever's joining us right now, we're gonna wait a little bit until we get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Battery didn't even last long. All right, we are live. Welcome as you're joining us. If you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, just let me know where you're watching from so I can start shouting you out before we get into it. I've got 2 paintings today. I'm excited about them, and also these 2 paintings will be prints as well. So we're only gonna make these prints available during the live stream, which we'll explain in a little bit, but I'm excited to get to these 2 paintings. I've got some beverages on deck. I'll share those later with you guys, which beverages those are. That's the water opening. And then I'm gonna open the Red Bull. Go so you guys can see me in this countdown. There I am, hello. All right, we're starting soon. Yeah, let me know where you guys are at. Let me get this Red Bull going first. It's Friday. I'm not sure where you are, but I hope you're having a beautiful day. And by the way, at any time, if anything sounds weird, just let us know so we can fix it. Happy to fix it if it's too loud, too low. We just want to make sure that the vibe is set correctly for this Friday live stream. Welcome, everybody. 2 minutes to go until we get into this. Let me get some comments up. All right, quick. First shout outs. Let's see, Craig Blanchard, welcome to you. Austin, Texas, I see you. Jenny Holtz, yes. Oh, you missed the Tupac was last night. And I don't know why on Facebook it pinned a comment for the Tupac one, but we've got two brand new paintings today. Drake just dropped his album, so I'm doing 2 paintings inspired by Drake, 2 completely different ones. I'm excited about those. But either way, Jenny Holtz, watching on YouTube, welcome. If you're watching on Instagram, I highly recommend to go to YouTube. It is the best way to watch this, I promise. Real quick shout out to Ben's Lover 2020. She said she's got the Red Bull pomegranate flavor in sunny SoCal. Welcome. I've just got the sugar-free one going right now. All right, 50 seconds. I also have some tequila as well. We'll get that going in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna start this in about 30 seconds. Welcome. Yes, Craig, believe it or not, I was supposed to be in Austin, Texas right now. I'll explain that as soon as we start the live stream. Super excited to start these next 2 paintings. All right, 10 seconds. All right, let's get to it. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to this live stream on a Friday. It's a beautiful day here. We're in Sacramento, California, and I'm not sure where you're watching this from, but please let me know in the comment section, whatever platform you're watching this on. Now I say that because we're simulcasting across platforms on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter. So no matter where you are, let me know. The second thing I'm gonna ask you to do is to share this live stream. So So if you're wondering like, how do I support these live streams? How do I support, what we're doing here? And just sharing it is the biggest way to help. So whatever platform you're on, just hit the share button, share it with a couple friends, a couple DMs, and let them know I'm about to paint 2 portraits inspired by Drake, 2 different styles. You see the black canvas behind me. I'm gonna do another one later that's on a white canvas, it's a whole different vibe. Drake just dropped his album, Honestly Nevermind is the title, so Honestly Nevermind. And if you heard it, it's definitely a vibe. If you hear the music that I chose for today's live stream, it's a cool vibe. So either way, let me just give a quick shout out to Jenny Holtz. She says, woo tequila. Yes, I've got my tequila on deck. Does anyone else keep tequila on deck? I don't know. And this is a Centenario Reposado. Big thanks to my friend Abe Snowbar who brought this by to one of the live streams. So thank you. Real quick shout out to Craig Blanchard in Austin, Texas. Watching on Facebook, let me know wherever you are. Maggie Morgan said, Drake, come to restore. Yes, gotta get those IV drips after the weekend. All right, let's see, shout out to Maggie Morgan. Yeah, where are you watching from? Maggie's at Restore right now. Where are you watching this from? Someone said, can I model for you? Probably not for this portrait. Ali said, where's my friend Chadi? Yes, my beautiful girlfriend Chadi. She's hard at work right now. I wish she was here. She's usually, so when we started doing these live streams, she would run these cameras for me. I would basically just set them up and she would like walk around with the phones on the gimbal. We've upgraded quite a bit since then, but she was a huge help. So shout out to Ali as well. Who else is joining? We're gonna get into the painting in about just like a couple minutes. We're just gonna get right into it because I've got 2 paintings for you today. Monty.este, thank you for the love, appreciate it, thank you. And so real quick, I kind of gave it away on the title for the live stream. So I'm gonna do these 2 portraits inspired by Drake. But in the future, what portraits should I create during the live streams? What suggestions do you have? So let me know before we get started. I wanna share some of those suggestions. Also, before we get started, let me know where you're watching this from. So your city, state, or country. And then the third thing, last thing, is before we get started, just hit the share button. So if you're on YouTube, share it to, you can text it to some friends, share it on Twitter, share it on other social platforms. If you're on Facebook, watching this, share that on Facebook on your page. And if you're on Instagram, you can share this live stream to your friends in a DM, or on your story as well. So, all right, so I've got some suggestions for some future portraits. And also I've got some cities as well. So I see Artman watching from Frederick, Maryland. So welcome to you, Artman Nail. Jenny Holtz is in Sacramento. Craig asked, do I ever paint nudes? Not anymore. When I first started learning how to draw, that's all we had to do was go to figure drawing classes and draw a bunch of naked people. But it made me a great artist, so thank you, naked people. All right, before we get into this, some more shout outs. This California, welcome to you. All right, and where else? Shannon said I should paint Johnny Cash. Another suggestion as well, Shannon on Instagram, so. All right, and what else? Sylvia watching from Sacktown, welcome. All right, so we're gonna get into today's paintings. Mason, are you ready? Mason's ready, he's stretched. He's gonna be running these cameras. while the painting's happening, let me know some of your questions. I'll get back to them as soon as I'm done, but while I'm painting, I'll be sharing about my process. And at any moment, just let us know if the music's too loud, can't hear us, just someone will let me know. So we'll check back on that. And then before we get started, if you have a beverage, cheers to you. I've got some, again, the Centenario Reposado, Gran Centenario. Cheers, happy Friday. I'm gonna chase that with some liquid death, which is water. All right, let's get into the two paintings that we're gonna do today. Let's go. I got it. Actually, maybe I don't. There we go. All right. All right. I feel like, I don't know, I know Bob Ross always had a uniform when he painted. He had like the jeans, the blue button-up shirt, the fro as well. Mine is always a jacket. I feel naked when I don't paint with the jacket. Got the glasses, and obviously clothes that are ready to be painted on. All right, so these two portraits I'm doing right now, inspired by Drake. He just dropped his album titled, Honestly, Nevermind. And if you listened to it already, and if you actually haven't listened to it already, spoiler alert, it is a completely different vibe than you've heard before. And so I wanted to create these two portraits to just show the different, you know, the different vibes, the different sides of Drake. I'm a big Drake fan of his music for a very long time, since the beginning. So let's get into today's painting. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Slap on that purple to start off. So I'm curious, how many of you saw the live stream yesterday when I was doing the Tupac live? Let me know in the comments. If you watched it yesterday, we released that image as a print, but only during the live stream. So the special thing about that is we're gonna do the same thing with this image as well. So this image and the next one are only available during the live stream. It's live on my website, garibaldiarts.com/shop. We're just having fun with this. And then when the live stream is over, they are no longer available. So you'll see this come to life before you during this live stream. All right, let's change. There's so many different shades of purple. So let's get another one on here. We're just laying down these cool colors. It's really inspired by the painting I did yesterday, which is a whole different style of painting for me. It's like using, you know, cool colors for the shadows, getting warmer in the lighter areas. Hope you're all having an amazing Friday or a start to your Friday. Let's add in some blue now. So I'm kind of just like, I am pressing the brush onto the surface, but I'm also releasing some of the pressure so that you see the color, but also a little bit of the black surface shining through. So that means it's not gonna be a very bright color, and I'm taking advantage of this beautiful black surface that I can use for shadows. I can use to make the colors in my art be a little darker by just letting that show through. Just taking our time today. As we're watching this as well, keep letting me know where you're watching this from so I can shout you out when I'm done with the first of two paintings today. So just going back and forth with these cool colors. Let's get some of that turquoise in here. I just want to capture, again, all the different sides of the Drake sounds that we've heard. Just dropped his latest album, Honestly Nevermind. Whether you're a Drake fan or not, it's still a fun listen, for sure. This is always a fun part, like just mixing stuff up, having no expectation of what it's gonna be, because I'm just gonna trust the process. I'm just trusting that, you know, this process that I do time and time again, it's gonna come to life. We're just gonna trust that process. Especially using this color theory, really based on just like the basic color wheel of the order of the colors that I'm choosing to use. Starting with these cool colors to sort of set in the background. Let's go back to the purple. I'm just dragging it. I'm also getting a lot of texture when I'm doing that, sort of just like lightly hitting the surface. It's like a controlled scribble when I do that. All right, I think we've established quite a bit of the cool colors. We'll get a couple more on here. We'll always come back. We're gonna apply this base layer first. And then we're gonna bring it to life after we get all these colors laid down. Let's get a little messy right here. Just want a little bit of splash. I hate when paintings are like too perfect. People ask me quite a bit, they're like, what would you create if you had more time? And I was thinking about that. I don't want more time because it wouldn't look or feel the same. I like creating paintings that feel alive or they're created in the moment. And so I don't want to know what it's like to have more time. I'm just gonna enjoy the moment and enjoy what's created in this moment. All right, naturally, I wanna ask any Drake fans out there, let me know in the comments. If not, that's okay too. Are there any art fans out there? Do you just enjoy creating? All right, let's step up the colors. We're gonna go into this green layer, kind of introduce the turquoise a bit. But the green will be the transition into the warm colors. Sort of right in between the blue and the yellow. So not only is the color important, but the texture is just as important when you're painting. So with this process, because I'm leaving behind the darkness, the shadows, when I'm painting on top of it, it's important to keep the texture in mind because that's what the light hits. That's what's gonna show, texture gives life to objects. It's like more than just a filled in object. The texture gives it just a little bit more life. So let's go back to this green. Keep filling this. Shout out to Mason on the camera, doing a great job. Yesterday, it was like the camera was just like flipping out, like literally, and now it's just calm. It's going along for a ride. So again, getting that texture on, just sort of like lightly pressing on and then just moving the brush like wildly, hoping get a little action on it. All right, let's go back to the brighter green before we go into the yellow. So I did this yesterday where once we get the base of the colors to establish the structure of the face, then we can have fun with it and start adding some motion and emotion to the painting. By the way, the images that I'm creating today, I'm doing 2 paintings. This is the first of 2. They're only available as prints right now for the next 2 hours. So we're gonna be live streaming for the next 2 hours. The prints are only available and you're seeing them come to life. Maybe you'll decide near the end, but either way, it's gonna be gone. I think I just got paint on my face. Either way, it won't be available after today's live stream. So you can find those at garibaldiarts.com/shop. All right, back to the painting. I always like to use both of my hands when I'm painting. One, for a couple of reasons. One, it speeds up the process. But 2, I also use more of like the movement of my body. And I don't think about it like I'm using my hand. Think about it like this is the other side of my body as a whole to create this painting. But I had to teach myself how to be ambidextrous early on when I first started painting, because I had to learn how to do these paintings in, minutes on stage. And the only way to do that was to paint with 2 hands. It was literally the only option. All right, gotta get those hair waves in. Yellow is like my least favorite color to paint with, and it's only because it's so thin and it's really hard for it to show through. I have to put like several layers on for it to actually show. So even this one right here, I'm like going back and getting so much more yellow than I would another color. Let's add that texture to the beard. Lightly just tapping that, moving it on the surface, add some texture to the mustache. All right, now we're gonna get some new fresh brushes over here. It's coming to life. Oh man, we forgot to go live on TikTok. Oh well, that's all right. We'll survive. It's just us. Just us, Instagram. We don't need TikTok today. It's Facebook, it's YouTube, welcome. That sweat starts to drip down my head, get in my eyes, all right. Let's get into this yellow. We're gonna add some white to the yellow, just to brighten it a bit. Before I get back into the painting, if you're enjoying this, just give me a thumbs up or hit those hearts down below in the comment section, or do me a huge favor and hit the share button. You can share this. Best way to support this live stream. That little share button, so powerful. All right, so I'm gonna leave some space for actual white later on, which is minutes from now. That texture. There we go. I feel like sometimes it looks like nothing until 1 or 2 lines and it just starts to come to life. For me, I always see it, but for the viewer, a kind of enjoy the element of doubt. You know, that sense of doubt in the spirit, in the air. You could say that that's probably what pushes me the most, or at least quite a bit. The confidence in knowing what I see, the confidence in knowing how I'm going to achieve what I see, the confidence in the process, the confidence to fix things that may not go perfect. All right, let's brush those off a bit. We're gonna go straight into the white now. Get those highlights. You can see, imagine a light source coming from the top right. Anything that's cool is in the shadows. Anything that's warm is being hit by the light. I'm also mixing this because the yellow is still wet. So it mixes perfect. I'm gonna get this, the bridge of the nose on there. There we go. I'm gonna get this. There we go. Starting to come to life. I'm gonna read those comments as soon as I'm done with the first of 2 paintings today. Let's get that rim light on. So I shared this yesterday, but artists who are just thinking about, how do I paint a better portrait? How do I, pick the portrait that's a great reference? And go watch videos on portrait lighting for film, for photography, because they talk about like a 3-point lighting system. So like a key light coming in. So this one on this side would be that warm color, a fill light, kind of highlight the areas in the shadows, which is that cool color coming from the other side. And then that hair light that'll be coming from the back. And I'm gonna add that line right now so that we can see the separation of the subject from the background. And it's just super simple things like this that will elevate your portraits no matter how you're creating it. But just keeping that in mind, because as viewers, we're comparing these objects to real life. We don't say it, but we know it. We have a database of information in our head from experiences over time. And our viewers are watching this as you're creating your art, and they're comparing it to that. So if you're referencing real life, the viewer will they'll be able to feel it the same. It'll feel real to them. All right, enough talking. Let's keep going on with this portrait. We're gonna fill in some of the detail in the eyes. I'm gonna start with a little bit of gray first, and then we'll start building them up depending on where they are in the light. So just a little dab. When I first started doing portraits, I would go so heavy on the white of the eye. And then the more that I've been painting, I do so much less and it feels so much more real. Just from observing, over time. All right, so believe it or not, this is not done. This is just a base layer. We're gonna keep adding on to this, bring it to life. But real quick, I'm gonna head over here to the comment section, and I wanna read some comments before we move on to the next section. All right, so you guys see it back there. I'm gonna get back to the painting in just a bit. I've got the brushes. I just wanna see some of the comments that are coming through. And any questions, if you have questions, please let me know down below. This painting and also the second painting that I'm creating today, only available as a print during the live stream. So for the next hour and 50 minutes, the paintings will be available. All right. Cheers back to Craig Blanchard. Let me check in with Instagram as well. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so great question. So Danielle Charisse on Instagram asked, are you looking at a reference image? And no, I don't have a reference image nearby. A lot of the colors and the color breaks, I do have to study. There is preparation involved before, but I'm not looking at a reference image while I'm painting. So thank you for that question. If you have any more questions, just let me know in the comments, whatever platform you're watching this on, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just let me know, it'll all pop up. So this is the first of the 2 images. Again, we're gonna keep bringing this to life. I see Marquise Clark in, what is that, Clearwater, Florida. Welcome to you. All right, it keeps focusing on Drake's face. Let me get, there we go. All right, let's get back into it. We'll come back and chat in just a little bit. Let's keep this live stream going. All right. So this is the fun part. This is the part where we get to start to bring this to life. I'm gonna start by, let's do this. We're gonna get this green. Got a fat cap on here. I'm gonna get some drips, some haze. And then we're gonna start lifting that color up. So as much as you need to create structure, you also wanna draw the viewer's eye in a certain direction to create balance as well. You can use the green to soften the transitions between warm. You can come up closer, a little closer for this. Let me just, go ahead and come in and I'll focus it. Right about there. She looks pretty focused. All right. Don't be afraid to bring that color in places. There we go. Just let it drip. All right, you know what I forgot to do was the earring. Let's get back to that. All right, we're just gonna go in, just add those highlights. I don't know what kind of cut his diamond is. We're just gonna kind of fib it. Maybe someone knows what cut that is. All right, let's get back to this. Just kind of misting some color on here. Get that can control. That's when graffiti pays off. All right, there's enough of that. Let's get into a red, sort of like a cherry, almost pink kind of red. We don't have a lot of that red in here, so I want to add it. Well, that was a little too much. We'll come back and fix that. So I'm just adding some lines through that so that you can see the bottom color come through. Oh, this is like a bright pink. So put that color in, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna So while it's still wet, I'm just kind of moving it up. Let's come back with the brushes now. So we're just gonna go back and forth like this, moving that paint up from the canvas. Dry these off a little bit. All right, let's go back over here. Let's get into the blue. We'll start there. I've got this really solid piece right here. I'm just gonna take it up, 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 up. That. Let's see, go back to the turquoise, find it right here, maybe add a little, but also just create some movement. Just drag it down, kind of be fearless and just go right through that eye, and then we'll connect it somewhere where we have some other turquoise. Twisting and moving the brush Just the brush does some things that the hand or other tools can't do. Some splatter on there. Mix it in with another color coming up. All right. Such a daunting shadow right here with his beard. Even though we have the structure there, we can still have fun with it. So we'll establish this at the end, but also, you know, put some paint through. All right, you know what we need? We gotta throw some paint. This is definitely what we're missing here. So I'm gonna dip it in some paint, go to the water so it can move. Stay within that theme. Go to the yellow this time. I really try to use the splatters to also create a balance and depth on the surface. So for example, you saw we put the flat colors down first to create the structure of the portrait. Now we're adding these sort of texture, this movement, and the splatter is sort of, imagine a layer on top. And once you see that splatter, it also sets all those other things in the back and it immediately starts to create depth in the image. At least that's the goal. If it doesn't do it, well, we tried. All right, let's get into some more brush movement. Watch these hands. Again, this image and also the next one I'm doing after this are only available as prints during this live stream. The live stream is going for 2 hours. And so once the live stream is over, the prints of these images will never be available again until maybe, I don't know, a year from now or so. But we're just doing something special, having some fun. Drake's album just dropped, titled, Honestly, Never Mind. And if you heard it, it's definitely a vibe, a lot of different color to it. We'll say that, I don't want to spoil it, but we'll get back to this. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying this, just drop some hearts in the comments below, share it in a DM, share it with someone. It's the best way to support these live streams is just to hit that little share button as well. All right, back to the brushes. I'm gonna get a little bit more bold here. All right. Can't wait for a tequila time after this. Get this Friday going. All right, we've got to smooth this up right there. Just go right through the eye, just like that. I can't wait to show you this up close too. Just never know where the paint's gonna take me. You know, let's do this. Let's actually get some black. Get the black here with a nice, super skinny thin tip on here. We're gonna start cutting in some details. So these little shadows will sort of like help establish where certain things are. Imagine it's like screen printing. So screen printing process, they put a bunch of colors down and then they come back with say a black or like a dominant, really dark, opaque color to establish more structure in the face. So we're gonna do that with this as well. So places where I want there to be some established line right there. And you know what, we can even Dropping that shadow below the beard. Actually, we can add some more texture as well for that beard. Some separation. All right, let's keep going with this. Let's get a little bit more bold with the paint throws. All right, oh, you know what? We gotta throw some pink on there as well. It's actually one of my favorite colors. It's called Diva Glam. It's just, it pops so much. You can see that up close. And actually we'll mix it in with the pink that's already there. Dip it in that water. Let it move. All right, you know what other color we gotta move up is the highlights. We're gonna move to a smaller brush. Start moving around the whites, the highlights. We're gonna add a little bit of yellow to this because we're mixing in quite a bit. So the fun part about doing these live streams is, again, like I said, taking my time, but also I get to notice things that I wouldn't normally notice when I'm on stage. Get those highlights. I think I'm gonna bring this one to an end. I'm feeling like we've established everything we could on this, and you know, let's give it just a couple more sprays before we wrap this up. We're gonna go in with some blue. Put a fat cap on there. There we go. And then after this painting, we're gonna chat for a little bit and we're gonna get ready for the second painting. Again, these two paintings only available during this live stream. So it's up on my website right now, garibaldiarts.com/shop. There's a link in the bio for most of you that are on different social networks. But let's keep this going. Just kind of missed it. Some cool on this side to balance out. And then what we'll do is we'll hit it with one more line of black to separate the two. All right, is that black? All right, there we go. We're gonna do a couple last throws and then we're gonna finish this one out. And then one last handprint. We're gonna go right here. All right, so real quick, take one last look at the first of 2 Drake portraits that I'm doing today. He dropped his new album, and it's a different vibe, and so you can hear the music that's playing. Definitely a different vibe than normal, but I hope you're enjoying it. So take one last look. Again, this print is only available during this live stream at garibaldiarts.com/shop. We'll talk more about that. We'll chat a little bit. I'll answer your questions as we get ready for painting number 2. So take a look at this Drake portrait. If you're enjoying it, just hit those hearts on the bottom of this chat, the bottom of this live stream. Just hit those hearts. We're still gonna be live for another hour. I got some more painting. So if you're enjoying this, please, the best way you can support these is to share these live streams or leave a comment below. Just let me know how you're feeling. I'm gonna get back over here soon to read your comments, but Mason's gonna give you that close-up look. Get this jacket off. Nice and close up. Get those colors, the texture. There's so much that goes into building these portraits. And you can see it now up close on these live streams where we take you right up to the painting. And the prints definitely capture this. I mean, we print everything in-house. We do it all under this studio roof. So everything's done local here in Sacramento, California. And I think it captures the images quite well. All right, so we're gonna keep this going. And again, those of you who are watching, let me know where you're watching this from. If you're just joining us, I'm doing 2 portraits today during the live stream. Hope you're enjoying. All right. Whew, all right, welcome back. Just move that to the side. The camera keeps picking up Drake's portrait, which is a good thing, I guess. That means I'm painting it correctly. But man, happy Friday, everyone. So we've got some more painting to see. As you can see, there's a countdown going. We've got an hour and a half left. Where are you at? It's Friday. You know, I've got some tequila flowing. You're gonna see Mason in the back working hard, getting that next canvas up for us. All right. So I'll tell you actually a quick Drake story. So when he was on tour right after, I believe it was Take Care. It was when Started From the Bottom was like the biggest hit out there. And at the time I was managed by a gentleman, James Cruz, who also managed Puff at the time, Diddy. And we were in New York. And so I was already in New York. He hit me last minute. He said, hey, we're gonna go to this concert. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he gave me the address. The address was in New Jersey at the Prudential Center. So it's the arena in Newark. So I went there. When I got there, I saw it was a Drake concert. So I'm like, oh, I'm already excited. Cool, we get to go watch a concert. And now, you know, we walk in and then, but we don't go to a seat. Like we walk into like the backstage area and it's before the show. So Drake is there getting ready to go out. And so we went in, I think we went in, yeah, we went in before. We didn't see him actually, we didn't talk to him, but we did see him getting ready. Went and watched the show, it was amazing. Then after the show, we went backstage to go meet him. I'll say this, he had the dopest dressing room. It was like an all white. He had some like blues music playing. It was just such a vibe, but such a nice guy. He was so gracious to us with his time and amazing show, an entertainer. So Pete Williams 916 asks, are you feeling the new album? Absolutely. Here's the thing. The artists that I love and I have followed for so long, they do something different all the time. And I love that. And sometimes like even like when Kanye West comes out with a new album, we're like, all right, it's gonna take like 2 weeks for this to grow on me. But same thing with Jay-Z's album 444. You know, it sounds and feels different, but you know, that's what the beauty of life and artistry is. There's different things that influence us. And you know, I wasn't painting like this months ago, and now I'm inspired by the music that he put out today, and this was one of the paintings that was inspired by that new sound. So yeah, Pete Williams 916, definitely feeling the new album. Have you guys heard the new Drake album at all? Let me know. All right, so Craig from Austin, Texas, says, where do you get your paint? The paint that I use here in the studio and on stage around, at least in North America, is Behr Ultra Premium paint. I try to get the best that I can there. The reason why I use that is because I do almost about 100 shows a year around the world, a lot of them in North America. And so I need paint that's consistent. I know exactly what I'm gonna get. And Behr, getting it from Home Depot, it's just the most consistent paint. And also we can get it in a pinch. So for example, if it wasn't delivered in time, we can always go to Home Depot and get that paint. So yeah, I use latex house paint, Behr Ultra Premium. And yeah, so my mom, I asked, have you heard Drake's new album? She just said no. That's it. Sorry, Mom. Mom, I will play it for you. And Mom, you should come over for a glass of tequila. It's Friday. So we're getting ready for the next painting. Mason's back there taking this one off very carefully, and because it's still wet. But we're gonna be making a print of this one, and it's only available for the next hour and 27 minutes. But in the meantime, we're just hanging out. And then, all right, let me answer that other question. So those of you who are on Facebook and YouTube, I can put your questions on the screen. If you're watching on Instagram, I highly recommend you go to YouTube right now to watch the live stream on there. It's so much better. So, all right. So Craig, do I ever use acrylic? Yes. So when I first started painting, that was the first paints that I used. I honestly have never used oils. That's the one thing that I haven't used. I'm not opposed to it, but I definitely don't use that. So acrylics, love them. I can do anything with them. The latex paint is very much like a watered down acrylic, but better. All right, let's see. Let's do something real quick. I see some familiar faces popping up on Instagram. Where are you watching this from? So it's Friday where I'm at. Is it Friday where you are? I know in Australia it's not, but what day is it? Are you celebrating today? Are you enjoying the day off yet? Or are you watching this at work? Let me know. And I have to give a very huge thank you to all of you who collected the Tupac print painting that we did yesterday. So I did it during a live stream just like this. And I put on the screen that the painting that I'm doing today will only be available as a print. And you guys jumped on it, and I'm so appreciative of my collectors, of the people who support us. And I believe they're all printed today. And if they're not going out today, they're going out tomorrow. So thank you to everyone who's just been super supportive and collecting. All right, so one person said, my mom said she's at work. All right, she's at work. Let's see. All right. So you guys see, this is the canvas that I'm painting on next. You know, I don't normally paint on white canvas. I famously paint on black canvas. By the way, the other Drake will be hanging out behind us during the live stream. But the next one, I said I'm doing 2 portraits of Drake, and I want to capture these 2 sides of the personality, especially with this new album. It's such a different vibe than normal. So I'm excited. Are you guys ready for the next painting? Can you just let me know in the comments? Just let me know if you're ready for the next painting. We'll get to it in just a bit. Did you stop recording on that camera, Mason? Did you stop recording on that one? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. All right, yes. Let me know where you guys watching this from. Also, we were supposed to be in Austin, Texas to support our guy, Josh Emmett, who is the main card. He's the headline fight of UFC Austin. He's from Sacramento, part of Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber and Danny Castillo, all those guys, Holdsworth, Cody Garbrandt, just all those guys have just been nothing but amazing. But Josh, we're super excited, and The reason why I didn't go to the fight, we had everything planned, is it's Father's Day. And tomorrow I'm gonna be hanging out with my kids doing a bunch of fun stuff with them, so. All right, so you guys ready? Just give me a thumbs up. If you guys are ready for this next painting, you see the white canvas behind me, you see the one that's already been done right there. If you're ready for this painting, just give me a thumbs up in the comments, whatever platform you're watching this on. And also the print of that first one is only available right now for the next hour and 20 minutes. All right. Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right, I see a thumbs up. Obey, Breezy, got you. All right, Sir XJ, I see you. All right, we're gonna get into the next painting. Hope you guys enjoy. We've got an hour and 20 minutes left on this live stream. Let's get into it. Let me switch over. All right, there we go. So there it is, the white canvas. You see it. Let me get a little bit more tequila. And actually, so guys, check out the white canvas right there. I'm gonna get this live going on TikTok as well. So shout out to the TikTok audience, 1.9 million strong. It's amazing. If you guys are not following me on TikTok, I definitely can get away with doing some different content on there. So, all right, so just give them a look. You can go back a little bit, maybe get this painting in the shot. All right, gotta get the paint jacket on. So I just did this painting earlier. I don't know if it's in the shot or not. Are both of them in the shot? All right. So I just did that portrait of Drake. We're gonna do another one. This one, obviously on the white canvas, a totally different style. You know that this is normally my style on the black surface, on the black canvas. And today we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna have some fun. It's Friday. The tequila is flowing. We've got some Red Bull flowing as well. But as I start this, let me know in the comments where are you watching this from so that when I'm done, I can go back there and give some shout outs. So let's get into the next painting. Whew, all right. These are always a challenge. These are always crazy. But let's just get right into it. All right, here we go. Let's keep this going. That first splatter just went like all over my face. So what I love about the white canvas is you can use color in a different way. You know, you're not as like limited to, you know, the black canvas, because there's just your shadows already there. And here, the light is there, and that's what we get to play with. Just like that, just splashing around. right, let's have some fun with this spray paint too. We need a lot bigger spray tip than that. And go to the fat caps. I love the sound of that. Just all right, let's toss that. We're just gonna splatter here and there. Welcome to everybody watching on TikTok as well. Let's go back. Let's get some turquoise. You'll start to recognize the portrait coming to life with just a few brush strokes. So the good part about painting on a black surface is you get that immediate contrast. You add color, you've got shadow, there's contrast. With the white canvas, you have to add everything. So as I'm adding color, I'll add the contrast to the shadows later, but right now it's just highlights and midtones. So I mentioned it earlier, the two paintings that I did today, that I'm doing today, I did one, we're doing the second one right now, only available as prints during the live stream. Let's go ahead and get in there with some black, just mix it in there. I just love painting. It's just, I'm so blessed that I get to do this and throw this paint around. I can't wait for you to see this one up close. And we'll go in here. Actually, I don't like that color. It's not enough life in it. We'll go to this green. It's like I'm thinking in reverse. So I'm used to thinking about the paintings as, you know, doing the light, and now I'm doing the shadow. So if you see me like stop or hesitate, I'm just trying to catch myself. Let's go back to this spray paint. All right, we're gonna go to some smaller brushes now because I just gotta get more detail, getting to sections where I don't want too much of a broad stroke. But you know what we'll do, before we move on to more, I don't wanna give too much away. We're gonna take our time with this. I always imagine this as a time lapse later on. If someone were to speed it up really fast, here, we'll move over here so they can see you on TikTok. When they speed it up, that there's not too much given away up front. So sometimes you can't avoid it because you just have to go into the details. But other times, you know, like now, we could take our time. All right. I love just getting like super bold with the brush strokes. Just mixing everything together. Go back to this gray. So I've got like a lighter gray and a darker gray, mixing it just so we find that nice mid-tone right in the middle. You know, portraits are just shapes and it's playing with light and shadows. Let's go back to the gray. Again, I got a light gray, a dark gray. We're mixing it, try to find that happy medium right in between for at least this shadow that we're looking for. At least that one. I love how the colors that I put down already are still wet, so they're mixing in with this gray that I'm putting down. Sort of just like everything's just living together until it dries, and then you got to decide who's the ruling color. All right, we'll leave it at that. I love it. It just looks like a mess. I love that. Go back to the light gray now. So earlier we were mixing it. We're just gonna get one step up. Just broad strokes. So the bigger the portrait is, the more broad strokes that I love to make on the canvas. When I'm painting small, you know, you start painting with your wrist and you get like super tight. When it's a large portrait like this and you have a lot of space to fill in, you can just move it with more confidence. Because even if you don't get it perfect, you can always come back and add some more. So I'm gonna add some gray over here. All right, I'm gonna keep the same brushes. We're gonna go back to the color. This time, go to some blues. I'm gonna put blue on one brush, purple on the other, and then we'll just start mixing away. Sort of establishing back to those shadows. So we were using the cool colors as shadows in the last one. This one, any color can be considered the shadow. Sort of like free reign over here. All right, we're gonna go back to get one dipped in the purple, one dipped in the blue. Go back on. This is one of those, like, once you step back, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. I see it. Well, for now, it's the mess that we want it to be. It's just. So by the way, the print of this image and also the other portrait of Drake, the print of it is only available right now during the live stream. So we're only streaming for another maybe hour. And during that time is when the portrait will be available, and then it'll never be available again. So when someone asks, do you have a print of Drake? And I said, you know what? I don't. I just did it for a live stream, and that's happening right now. All right, back to let's get some pink in this. Just to get a ton of texture. Kind of lifting that brush up, getting that texture, letting that white canvas show through. All right, and then now it's like a sigh of relief sometimes when I start to see it all come together. Let's get that black spray paint. Where is it at? There we go. Kind of add in a mist of shadow in some areas that we want to be just a little darker. We still have the color shining through, but I want to create some separation. So hence the mist of shadow. We did it down here below. We'll bring you up close in just a little bit. Love that, the sound of just the canvas. All right, let's go with some smaller brushes now. So we've been sort of like stair-stepping down in our brush size. I want to get the cleanest ones that I can. Also, part of this too, this style of painting is we have to let some parts dry before we add more detail as well. But in the meantime, we'll sort of like work around that in these areas. Actually, we're gonna go back to that darker gray. And then we're gonna cut in right there. Just one line establishing just right there. All right, let's keep this going. All right, let's ditch these. Let's go back to these large boulder brushes, and let's go back to these spray cans. Just gonna find one with a, there we go. Get that down. One with purple, one with pink. All right, definitely need to mist it with some white. So again, just like we came in with the black, we're gonna do the same as we cut it in with the black to create more detail. We're gonna do the same with the white. Cut in some more detail, especially these areas where I need the white to be more dominant. Those hairlines, top of the ear, and of course, that earring as well. And this is so since we have a lot of light coming here, we've got to make sure anything in its path is going to get hit with some light. So I'm going to sort of like spray on here and then do some texture with the side of my finger. Just like that. All right, you know what, let's do the same right there on that side of the beard. All right. So again, definitely a challenge painting in this style, but you know, you gotta change it up sometimes. We're gonna just establish that nostril and go with some black. Just like we did with the eyes, there's some features you gotta make sure you really get down. All right, so just like we did that style earlier, we were lifting the color up off the canvas. We have a base layer here, so we're gonna start doing the same with that. We wanna add our voice to it now. So artists, when you're doing paintings or portraits, think about like the first part is adding a base layer. It's like what anyone can do. Anyone can do that. Part two is when you start adding your voice. That's the splatters, that's the brush work, it's like your voice on top of the canvas, and we're gonna get into that right now. By the way, I'm gonna go over here real quick. You guys can take a closer look at the painting. And while you're doing that, I just wanna say hello to everyone on TikTok. Hello to you, thanks so much for watching. If you're enjoying this so far, if you wanna get a better view of this live stream, I'm live streaming right now on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Garibaldi Arts. So same as my TikTok name. And join us on there. You have much better view. You can see the camera right here, much better audio as well. So go join me on my youtube.com/Garibaldi Arts. We're painting 2 Drake paintings today, 2 Drake portraits, both available as prints. All right, let's do this. Let's go in with a little bit more detail. Just so we can really separate some of the features, and then we'll definitely get to that next part, which is adding that voice. Just like that, it's a little line here and there. All right, I'm gonna pick my brushes. Let's start getting into this. We'll start with the blue. the part where you gotta just be a little crazy, a little bold. Back to, I like kind of using the texture of my hand more. Drake's new album, Honestly Nevermind, dropped today. Totally different vibe if you haven't heard it. Spoiler alert, it is very chill, to say the least. Actually, let's do the same with white, you know that? Just like thinking out loud right now. Let's get that white. Since we have white here on the canvas, I mean, it should also move up as well, right? Just imagine these, like the music just like melting the portrait up into the space above, wherever that is. All right, it's coming to life. It's a new Drake portrait, white canvas. I never do the white canvas. We're having fun with it today. I feel like, you know, I need some splatter. There we go. There we go. Now it's coming to life. Let's get a little color into the eye. Let's go back. Get some gray, actually this gray. Dip it in that water. Just that splatter right there. Just enough to create some balance. I kind of want to, let's see, get this dark blue over here. I'm gonna throw some spots in the top. Not too much, because I like that there's like a lot of just white space over there. All right, so I'm getting near the end of this painting. Just a real quick heads up before we sign off this live stream, which will be in about 30 minutes. This first image that I did of the Drake portrait and this second one is available as a print right now, but only during this live stream. So if you go to garibaldiarts.com/shop, you have access to it right now. This is what it looks like. It'll be 16 by 20, and I believe that they are $50 each. But again, once it's gone in about 30 minutes, then that is it. We'll never print them for quite a while, at least another year. All right, let's get back to this. Let's get that black paint drip. Kind of going up. All right, why don't you go ahead and take a closer look right now before we wrap this up, before I do the final handprint, and then we'll chat for a bit. And actually I can kind of step back and see what I need to fix. Those of you on TikTok, thanks for hanging out. If you want a better view of the live stream, go to my YouTube channel. There's a link in my bio to that. You know, while you're there, let me, just a little something right there. All right. Closer look, you can see all the texture, the colors. I just imagine these two images side by side. Hence the inspiration of the white backdrop, totally different vibe, and then the black backdrop on the first one. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up with a final handprint so I can just go enjoy some time chatting with you guys. So let's pick out a color from over here. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna toss it just back up just a little bit, just pull that cord. There we go. All right. All right, take one last look at the second Drake portrait that I did today. You'll see the first and second one. We're gonna chat for a little bit before we sign off, but also just again, let you know, the prints of these are available right now until the end of this live stream, and then they're gone for quite a while. So take one last look, go up close, look closer, see the detail. I just wanna say thank you to all of you for joining on a Friday afternoon. I'm here in my studio, wherever you are. Can you let me know where you are? Your city, your state, your country, where are you watching this from? Either way, I appreciate you all for being here, just hanging out for a bit. I'm gonna take this jacket off. It's fun to paint in, but it's really hot afterwards. So keep taking a look. Check out, that's the first one that I did today. Those of you on TikTok, hope you enjoyed. Peace. Those of you still with us on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, take that one last look and just back up and get both of them on the screen. See, now that I'm done painting, I can actually enjoy some tequila with you guys. I'm wiping the sweat off my face, but also I realize that there's a lot of paint coming off as well. So, all right, so take that one last look and we're gonna chat. Let's get into the chat right now. All right, welcome back everybody. Let me close out some stuff on my screen. There we go. All right, you can go ahead and back out. So that first hit, I got paint all over me, all over my face. There it is. We'll get it off. All right. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so real quick, I want to do some shout outs. Let me know where you're watching this from. I've got the second Drake portrait behind me. Got the first one to my left. I see Philly. Where else are you watching from? Just let me know in the comments. Whew, it is Friday. I'm sweating. All right, I'm going to enjoy a little sip of tequila. By the way, I love to drink the tequila just like neat, just nice and neat. All right, so the prints of these portraits, which are behind me right now, they're only gonna be available for the next 50 minutes, and then that is it. If you need more access, you can text Drake to 916-866-8101, and then we'll send you the info as well on it to access it. All right, so real quick shout out. I see 6738 Eric is in Kenya on Instagram. Welcome to you. You know what's crazy? We did a live stream at this exact time yesterday, and it's like a whole different energy. I don't know, maybe it's Friday. Maybe you guys are just checked out for the week. So we want to do a little experiment and see how that would go, doing live streams back to back. And I should also ask this in the future, since today Drake's album dropped, I did the 2 Drake portraits. Let me sit in the middle of those right there. Since I did the 2 Drake portraits, what portraits would you want to see in the future? So can you let me know in the comments down below, what portraits should I be doing next? Which ones, or actually even this, which one would you want a print of? Not only to paint and create live on the live stream, but I saw a lot of prints requests earlier, so that's good to know. But if there's any others, let me know. All right. All right, sending love, Craig Blanchard. Shout out to you again. Sending love back to Austin. You're watching this on Facebook. Abdullah Sinan, love you too. Watching on YouTube. Thanks for watching this. All right, so Michael Black asked, any advice for young artists? Yes. So I actually recently posted about this, and this isn't about, I'll give advice about the actual process of art next, but my first advice to any young artists out there is to make sure that you have inspirations that, an interest outside of doing art, because that will ultimately fuel your inspiration when you go into creating. And, you know, I always say create what you're passionate about outside of art, which means you've got to go experience some life. And if that's, you know, riding horses, if that's going out into nature, if it's volunteering at a, you know, for a specific cause, whatever that is, like, you have to really also live life outside of creating, because I can create every single day and I never have a loss for it, because I also have that balance, and I try to find the balance of just going and living life and listening to new music, like Drake's new album, or, you know, if anyone else drops an album. So I'll say that. As for the actual creation of art, is do as much as you can drawing from life to build your base. So growing up, I would go to like a Barnes and Noble's books, and I would sit there and I would watch people walking around reading their books, and I would sit at the cafe and I would draw them. I would draw their gestures, I would draw their movement, I would draw them sitting there, not detailed portraits of them, but drawing from real life and capturing movement. And so young artists, you know, I would say draw from real life as much as possible. I know still life drawings sound super boring, but it's such an amazing base, and it sets you up for long term, like super long term, you know, creating. So that's my advice for now. Any other questions, let me know. So 6738 Eric said Akira Toriyama. You'll have to DM me who that is. Let me know. All right, another question from 6738 Eric, from Eric. What all that inspires you is your biggest fear? I'm not really sure if I fully understand how that's said, but I would say one of my biggest fears is just not continuing to grow. It's so easy to just settle and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna do portraits on black canvas forever. Today, I needed to feel uncomfortable. My fear is becoming so comfortable that I don't even challenge myself, because I'm going to get challenges from the outside world, but if I'm not challenging myself, then I'm not forced to grow, and I just stay the same for a long time. And so, you know, choosing to do that is a choice, but that's my biggest fear, not growing, not continuing to challenge myself. But thanks for the question, appreciate that. Any other questions before I sign off? So again, the prints of these portraits will be available for the next 40 minutes. You can go to garibaldiarts.com/shop. And before we sign off, also, on my YouTube channel, I've been posting full-length portraits, so you can go on there and you'll see, I think the most recent one was a portrait of Kendrick Lamar in full length. I've got the next one that I'm posting on Wednesday, I believe. Also, I have a podcast, the Paint Method Podcast. You can watch it on YouTube. You can also listen to it on any audio platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and so on. So you can find it everywhere. And if you enjoy any of this, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, definitely leave a comment down below. If you're on YouTube, consider subscribing. I'm definitely posting a lot more long form content on there. And either way, I just appreciate you guys hanging out. Let me pour another tequila real quick before I sign off. Take a sip with you. And then what we'll do is we'll give you one last look at these portraits for just a few minutes. But for now, cheers to all of you. Hope you have a beautiful and safe weekend. All right, take one last look at the two Drake images that I created on this live stream today. See them there side by side. And these prints only available during the live stream. So shout out to, someone said, have you tried Sotol? Also from Mexico, I have not tried that. Tyler, I appreciate the love. You know what? It's all good. We cannot control algorithms, but you can control your notification bell. So you can hit that and you always get notified. Or we send a text out to people at 916-866-8101. I just did this during the live stream, these two paintings in, 45 minutes, maybe? And with some chat between. But those of you who are here, thank you for being here. That's all that matters, really. I mean, you're here, you're hanging out. Can you record that too? Yep. Oh, is it? Okay, cool, it is. Whether there's 2 people here, there's 1, or there's 5, I'm gonna give you 110% of my energy and love. Because any person to take time from out of your day to be here is very much appreciated. So I appreciate that. 6738 Eric, thank you for hanging out. Gruson, hey to you. And all right. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. Signing off. Peace.